It is Spider-Man night at CinemaCon. Not only did we get a big update for the Spider-Verse franchise, but we got full-on title reveal for Spider-Man 4? That's right, Sony is promising us a brand new day for Spider-Man. Let's dive in. It appears it's going to be a brand new day. In case you didn't know, this week is CinemaCon, and as we've been saying, a lot of big news is going to be coming our way for your favorite superhero projects, so it's a good time to hit that like and subscribe button. Now, CinemaCon was kicked off this year by Sony, and Sony brought a lot of Spider-Man to the presentation. Now, we just published a video about the new Spider-Verse franchise and that first look at Miles Morales and an upcoming project. That should be popping up now. But when Sony was closing out that presentation, they brought on director Destin Daniel Cretton. Now, as many of you know, he directed Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and he came out to share a rather small, but I would say very important update to Spider-Man 4. Now, he wasn't alone. He was actually aided by a video message from Tom Holland, and in their presentation, they gave us the first details of the next installment of the franchise, which is the title. And Spider-Man 4 will indeed be called Brand New Day. Now, Sony was pretty thin on the plot details though, but the director did share that his team is neck deep in pre-production. He told the CinemaCon audience, and I quote, "Every day right now I'm exploring the next stage of this amazing character with a team of incredible artists of the world. How to swing, how to create an emotional story, and a ride we've never seen before." Now, the title itself is rather interesting because as many of you know, the last trilogy was all based around the word home. And I have to wonder now if this series of titles is going to be based around new, like a new Spider-Man trilogy. Now, obviously, if you're a comic fan though, Brand New Day strikes a chord. Brand New Day is a reference to a 2008 comic run. Now, interestingly, in this story, his secret identity is restored, but his marriage to Mary Jane is completely erased from history. Now, outside of the marriage aspect of the comics, this is pretty much exactly where we found Spider-Man at the end of the last film. I don't think it will have some of the big elements, specifically Mephisto, but I do have to say, given the world has forgotten Peter Parker, well, I can totally see why this title could be a great match for this point of the franchise. I am kind of curious on what they're going to do and how they're going to tie all this together. It becomes even more interesting because they added Sadie Sink, and some people have suggested she could be a multiverse version of Mary Jane, although many people are now leaning more towards Gwen Stacy, but we'll have to see how that shakes out. Now, beyond that, we don't know much else. Recent rumor mills have suggested a version of the Chameleon could be the villain, although I don't find that likely. Brand New Day is going to take place between Doomsday and Secret Wars, so we still have two distinct possibilities here where one could take place in Battleworld, or Brand New Day could be very much like Ant-Man and the Wasp, taking place simultaneously to Doomsday. And since Spider-Man is not part of Doomsday, that story is starting to make a bit more sense. We're obviously going to follow this one pretty closely. I do like the new title. The film is still coming our way on July the 31st, 2026, and I don't think that's going to change. So, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the name of the new Spider-Man film being Brand New Day? And do you think the word day is going to be the definer in all the new titles for this trilogy? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.